Hello and welcome everyone. I am Anisha. I hope all of you are doing well. So today in this video we are going to study about motions of the earth. Okay, motions of the earth, where you will know you will understand the phenomena why there is a day and night due to rotation and why there is change of season due to revolution. So in the end of the chapter, you will understand the concept of the seasons and the concept of day and night and the concepts of circle of illuminations, orbital plane, everything properly, okay, about rotations, revolutions. So let's get started. See, as you know that the earth has two types of motion. See, we have two types of motion, that is, one is rotation and another is revolution. Okay, and rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. See, as I have told you, see, if you haven't watched my previous classes, do watch. From there you will understand the basic concept and it will be easier for you to understand this chapter properly. So see, rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis, that is, earth is also moving, isn't it? Earth is also moving as well as revolving. So that movement, it is known as the rotation, and this movement, this one complete rotation, it takes 24 hours, that is equals to 1 day, and that is why we call it as an earth day as well. Okay, so we will learn here properly in detail. And revolution is the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit. Okay, see, as I have told you that all our planets, they are revolving around the sun and they have a fixed path, that is known as the orbit, and earth also moves around the sun, isn't it? And that movement in that fixed path around the sun, it is known as what? It is revolution. So here we will understand in this chapter in detail, okay, about these two concepts, about these two motions of the earth, that is rotation and revolution. The axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line. And yes, one more thing, whatever we are saying here about the latitude, about the longitude, the lines, the orbital plane, the axis, all these does not exist practically, all this does not exist in the real earth. These are all imaginary line, so that it will be convenient for us to study about the earth and to locate its place, also to locate its season and why it happens, why it is hot, very hot in the equatorial region and why it is very cold in the frigid zone. So it all help us to understand this phenomena properly. That's why we have created this imaginary line. Okay, so the axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, okay, this axis of the earth, okay, the way so it makes an angle of 66.5 with its orbital plane. The plane formed by the orbit is known as the orbital plane. The earth receives the light from the sun. Due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of it get light from the sun at a time. The portion facing the sun experiencing day, while the other half away from the sun experience night. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. See, first let us understand this concept about the 66.5 on its orbital plane. Okay, first let us understand this concept and we'll move on. See, here in this picture, see this picture properly. See, as our earth is in a sphere shape, but here they have given a round shape, isn't it, a circular shape. So see, and it is tilted, isn't it? It is tilted. There is, see, it is tilted here. The earth is not a perfect circle, isn't it? It is a sphere or a geode shape, which where it is flattened at the poles, isn't it? So here the both poles are here, the northern poles and the southern pole. So as it is tilted, see this line, this is an imaginary line, but in case if you see in a circle here, see, this is the orbital plane. Okay, these are the orbital plane, and this is the see, here it is the Tropic of Capricorn, here it is the equator, isn't it? Here this is the equator over here, and this here, this orbital plane, okay, from here to here, okay, the distance from here to here, it is 66.5 degree. Okay, and the distance from this vertical line, okay, this in the vertical line in the northern pole, here this area, it is 23.5. Okay, so this area, this line, this is known as plane, this line is known as the orbital plane. Okay, this was the concept here, they have said orbital plane. I hope you have understood. So the space between from this line to this, it is the area is 66.5 degree, and here in the northern side 23.5. If when we consider as a rotation, see, earth is moving, okay, earth is moving in a rotation and it is moving around, isn't it? So if we Consider that case, then these 66 and half will come in this area and 23 and half will come in this area. All right. And as the earth, again, when earth receive light from the sun, say when earth receive light from the sun, when as the earth is rotating, so when it is when this portion is directly facing towards the sun, this portion will experience daylight, and slowly as earth is rotating from west to east, isn't it? Earth is rotating from where? From west to east. So when this portion will slowly come here, again this portion will be morning. Okay, this portion will be, again this portion will be night. This portion will be night again when it turns when it goes around here on the back side, because this happened because of the rotation of the earth. That is why there is due to this rotation we experience day and night. And one rotation takes how many hours? 24 hours. In a day we have 24 hours, isn't it? I hope you have understood. And this concept, okay, and this circle, okay, this circle which divides the night on the globe, it is known as what? Circle of illumination. Okay, this circle does not coincide with the axis as you see in this figure. See, and this circle will not coincide with the axis. Okay, here it is not coinciding. The earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. See, as I have told you, it takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. See, axis is the area where it is rotating. Okay, and it is fixed. Okay, it doesn't change that area. They will be revolving fixed in that rotating fixed in that area. The period of rotation is known as Earth Day. So this one rotation, it is known as Earth Day. This is the daily motion of Earth. So it happens daily, isn't it? We experience daily the sun is rising and daily the sun is setting. Why? It is all because of the concept of rotation. The sun is there, it is in its place. Because of the rotation of the earth, we are experiencing this sunrise and sunset. Okay, I hope you have understood. Okay, let's move on. And imagine what would happen if the earth did not rotate. Imagine if there is no rotation happened, if the earth was standing still, then one portion will be getting the light throughout the time and another portion there will be dark throughout the time, isn't it? And life will not be possible. The portion of the earth facing the sun would always experience day. See, this portion here over this picture, you can understand. See, this portion, this half portion, this will always face the sunlight, isn't it? This will always face sun. So what will happen? There will be day throughout the life, thus bringing continuous warmth to this region, and this region will be very, very hot. As there will be no night, continuous heat of the sun will be there, then this region will be very hot, and the other half would remain in darkness and be freezing cold all the time. And this other half, this will remain in darkness, because as due to no rotation, if the earth is in a fixed position, if it doesn't rotate, only revolve, then what happen? This portion, it will be dark throughout the life, and this portion, it will be light throughout the year. And this portion will be freezing cold and this portion will be very, very hot. Life would not have been possible in such extreme conditions. So it will be extreme, isn't it, in both these cases? So life will not happen, but due to the phenomena of rotation, life is possible, and equally we are getting sunlight, isn't it, by all the portion of the earth. The second motion, so that was all about rotation. I hope you have understood about rotation. Now let us understand about the revolution, and here we are going to understand the phenomena of the season as well. Okay, this is very interesting. So let us start. The second motion of the earth around the sun, its orbit is called revolution, as all of us know, and it takes 365 half. Why half? Because see, this half, 1/4, not half, so only 1/4. So 24th of 1/4 will be 6, isn't it? So 6 hours. Okay, so it takes 365 and 6 hours. Okay, 1 year to revolve around the sun. We considered a year as a consisting of 365 days and only ignore 6 hours for the sake of convenience, and we ignore these 6 hours for sake of convenience for the 4 years. Okay, and in 4 years what will happen? 6 into 4 again it will be 24, and it will make one day, and that one day will be added in your year on which month? On the month of February, and that year we call it as a leap year, isn't it? So that is why after every 4 year there is 29th February. Otherwise what happened normally in other year, there used to be only 28 days in the month of February, but here after every 4 year on the leap year day there used to be 29 days. I hope you have understood the concept why we have 29 days in February after every 4 year. It is because of this concept. Okay, this 1/4 is been ignored for around 4 years. Okay, for 4 years, and after that on the 4th year what will happen? This will be considered as it will make one day. Otherwise what will happen? We will lose one day, isn't it? So this has been added after every 4 year. So that is the concept of leap year. So there you have written here. Let us go through the content as well. So 6 years saved every year are added to make one day, 24 hours over a span of 4 years. This surplus day is added to the month of February. Thus every 4th month February is of 29 days instead of 28 days. I hope you have understood this concept. Such a year with 366 days is called a leap year. Okay, so you find out which is the next leap year. That is your homework, and comment down as well in the comment section. Okay, so from figure 3.3 it is clear that the earth is going around the sun in an elliptical orbit. See, what is elliptical orbit? This shape here. Okay, the shape, it is a shape of just like an egg, isn't it? Spear shape. See this shape, this red part portion, this is the orbital phase. This is the orbit, isn't it, where the earth is revolving around the sun, and this orbit, this orbital phase, this orbital line, we can say it is named as elliptical orbit because of its shape, and because of this only there is a change of season. How? Let us see. And one more thing you notice here, that throughout its orbit the earth is inclined in the same direction. See here, the earth is tilted, isn't it? Like this, it is tilted. So here in this picture also it is inclined in the same direction, here also inclined in the same direction, here also inclined in the same direction, here also inclined in the same direction. So in all the 4 pictures what we can see, the earth is inclined in the same direction. It doesn't change its position while rotating, also it doesn't change its position. It is inclined in the same place. Okay, same direction. A year is usually divided into summer, winter, spring and autumn season, as all of us know, isn't it? And now it is a summer season, and season changes due to the change in the position of the earth around the sun. So there is a change of season. Why? Because when the earth is changing its position, isn't it? Suppose here in this picture, see, when the earth is here we are experiencing summer season, and when the earth is here we are experiencing equinox, means autumn or spring, and when the earth is over here we are experiencing winter. But this case, when we are experiencing summer, we means when, as we are in India, and India lies completely on the northern hemisphere, isn't it? Northern hemisphere. And what happens when there is a summer in northern hemisphere, there used to be winter in southern hemisphere. So we will understand that concept as well. Okay, now let us understand. I'll read out this content first, and we'll come to that picture and we'll understand clearly. Okay, look at the figure 3.3. You will see that 21st June the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. The rays of the sun falls directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, this area receives more heat. The area near the poles receive less heat as the rays of the sun are slanting. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun, and the places beyond the Arctic Circle experiencing continuous daylight for about 6 months. Since a large portion of the northern hemisphere is getting light from the sun, it is summer in the region north of the equator. The longest day and the shortest night at this place occurs on 21st June. At this time in the southern hemisphere, all the conditions are reversed. It is winter season there. The nights are longer than the summer days. This position of the earth is known as summer solstice. So we'll understand this concept. Okay, what is summer solstice and why this name is given as summer solstice? But whereas in the southern hemisphere it used to be winter. It is because in the northern hemisphere it has been believed that people started living on the northern hemisphere first, okay, and slowly the population has been increasing over the going and staying in the southern hemisphere. So that is why this concept summer, will consider this as a summer. So this name summer solstice is given on the basis of northern hemisphere. Okay, so here we will understand the concept, this one, okay, why there used to be winter in southern hemisphere and why there used to be summer, and why there used to be see here, I hope you have seen this, 6 months continuous daylight, isn't it, up for about 6 months. So let us try to understand this concept. So we'll come back to this figure, okay, and we'll understand this concept. Okay, see, if you look at this, if you look into this figure here, June 21st, summer solstice, okay, we are going to study about this summer solstice first. So here when we look into this figure, we see that, see, the earth, the northern pole, it is tilted towards the sun. See here that they are getting direct sun rays, isn't it, this portion, and as you can see, this portion over here, they are getting direct sunlight, and it is remaining day, isn't it, it is remaining day throughout the throughout this 6 months. Why? Because after 6 months again there will be change of season, isn't it, within 6 months. So what happens, see, this portion, as this is tilted towards the sun, they are getting the direct heat, isn't it, over here in the north pole, but here, see, in the southern pole, they are not getting any sun rays, the sun rays are not direct over here, isn't it. So that's why they are experiencing winter over here, and there we are experiencing summer, as well as there are some portion over here in the northern pole, okay, exactly on the northern pole, some countries are there, for example Norway, isn't it, they will experience for continuous whole 6 months, they will experience daylight, isn't it, there will be day, there will be no sun setting. Why? It is because of this phenomena, as the sun, as the earth is tilted towards the sun, this northern pole, isn't it, especially the northern pole, and in all the northern pole here they will be getting they will be receiving light. So because of that they are experiencing 6 month daylight, okay, on in some area, okay, especially on the north pole. And when there is a summer, and other area we will be experiencing over here summer, and there will be day and night as usual, okay, but here the day will be longer and the night will be shorter, okay. It is all because of the north pole is inclined towards the sun and beyond this Arctic circle, okay, Arctic circle is over here, isn't it. So here beyond its Arctic circle, so sun rays goes here, okay, so continuous sun rays will be there until it reaches over this, okay, in the spring season, okay. So because of that there is a continuous daylight for about 6 months, okay, and large portion of these northern hemisphere are getting light, so there will be summer season in this region on the north of the equator, okay, the equator is here, isn't somewhere here, isn't it. So and there will be night, in the southern hemisphere. The reverse will happen in the southern hemisphere. When there is a summer in northern hemisphere, what will happen, there will be winter in southern hemisphere. I hope you have understood this concept. See why? Because the sun rays here in the northern hemisphere, the sun rays, they are getting more sun rays because of the tilted position of the earth, and they are getting no sun rays, see, no sun rays in the south pole especially, isn't it, no, southern pole. So that is why they are getting lesser sun rays over here. So that is why it is winter in the southern hemisphere, okay. So the countries which are situated in the southern hemisphere are experiencing extreme winter, extreme cold, okay, during this time, and the countries which are situated in the northern hemisphere, they are experiencing summer and extreme heat during this time. I hope these summer solstice is clear, okay. So next let us see about the winter solstice and also about the equinox, okay. What are these two concepts? So when this earth is revolving around, isn't it, around the sun, and it comes here, it becomes equinox, and after that it goes here, then it becomes winter, isn't it. It's winter in northern hemisphere, okay. We have to understand this, we remember this, winter in northern hemisphere. Okay, let us move back to the content and we'll come back to this picture again, okay. Let us read the content first and I'll explain everything. On 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn, okay, see, as we were, before it was the Tropic of Cancer, isn't it, now here it will be Tropic of Capricorn, okay, in the southern. Direct sun of the sun, Tropic of Capricorn receives direct rays of the sun as the south pole tilts toward it. See, before what happens, the northern pole was tilting, isn't it? But now what happened? The southern pole is tilting. As the sun rays falls vertically on the Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degrees south, we know, isn't it, where Tropic of Capricorn is situated? We have already learned this in our previous class. A larger portion of the southern hemisphere gets light. So what happens at this time? Larger portion of the southern hemisphere will be getting light. So therefore it is summer in the southern hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights. The reverse happens in the northern hemisphere. This position of Earth is called the winter solstice. And one more interesting fact, do you know that the Christmas is celebrated in Australia in the summer season? Why? Let's see. Okay, let us see. Let us try to understand. Okay, through this picture it will be more clear. See, in this winter exactly opposite is happening what happens in summer, isn't it? See here in summer what you can see, the northern hemisphere it is tilted towards the sun. Here the southern hemisphere it's tilted towards the sun now. Now this portion is getting more sun rays and this portion is getting lesser sun rays, isn't it? Lesser sun rays. So here again there will be dark. See, there will be again dark for 6 months, especially in some countries which are situated exactly in the North Pole. Okay, but other countries, it will be normal. Okay, but the other countries also will experience lesser light, isn't it? Lesser light, and there will be winter in this northern hemisphere. But in southern hemisphere, this Tropic of Capricorn, they will be getting more sun rays. Here it is the Tropic of Capricorn, here, isn't it, this portion. So they are getting more sun rays, more heat. So they will be experiencing summer here in the southern hemisphere, whereas winter in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so as Australia is situated in the southern hemisphere, what will happen when we celebrate Christmas in the northern hemisphere? It is usually December 25, isn't it? And 25 of December. But here see, they have given the date 22 December. This is around 22 December. Okay, that the day will be shortest and night will be longest. Okay, so here when we celebrate Christmas during the winter season, what will happen? Here in the southern hemisphere, the countries which are situated in the southern hemisphere, they will be celebrating Christmas in the summer season. I hope this is clear. So next we will see about this equinox. Okay, in equinox, see, it will be same, it will be similar. The day and night it will be all similar. Okay, there will be the portion of the earth, okay, which is getting the sun rays will be equal. Okay, in all the portion here, as we can see in this picture also, equally they will be getting sun rays, and it will be spring during September, and it will be autumn during, okay, sorry, it will be autumn during September, and it will be spring during March. Okay, so this is the concept of equinox. So let us read the context, and again we'll come to this figure. Okay, on 21st March and 23rd September, direct rays of the sun falls on the equator. Okay, here before it was on the summer solstice where the sun rays fall directly. On the summer solstice it directly falls on the Tropic of Cancer, isn't it? Tropic of Cancer. And in winter where? Tropic of Capricorn, isn't it? Capricorn. So here in this spring season where it is in the equator. Okay, so at this position neither of the poles is tilted towards the sun. So it is in this position, you will see in the figure, you will be able to see in the figure, it is not tilted, neither of the persons are tilted. Okay, the whole earth experience equal days and equal night. This is called an equinox. So in 23rd September it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere and spring season in the southern hemisphere. Again the reverse will be there. Okay, in the northern hemisphere what they will experience? They will experience autumn season, and in the southern hemisphere what they will experience? They will experience spring season. And the opposite is in the case of 21st March, when it is spring in the northern hemisphere, again autumn in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so thus you find that there are days and night changes in season because of the rotation and revolution of the earth respectively. So here we'll understand this equinox concept. Okay, again so that it will be more clear. See, in this figure, equinox, this means this earth, okay, this earth is receiving same amount of sun rays, no portion is tilted, isn't it? See here, no portion is dark over here and over here also, isn't it? So what happens in this, all the earth, okay, the whole of the earth will receive the same amount of sunlight, isn't it? They will receive the same amount of sunlight. So what happened? They experience equal days and equal nights here. And one case again you have to remember, when there is autumn in northern hemisphere, there will be spring in southern hemisphere. When there is spring in northern hemisphere, there will be autumn in southern hemisphere. The season will always be reversed. Okay. So this was about our motions of the earth, because of which we have experience of day and night and experience of seasons, isn't it? The seasons that we have, the 4 seasons, especially summer, winter, spring and autumn. So I hope you have understood this concept very well. And there were certain phenomena here, like Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, axis, all this we have already done. Okay, if you haven't watched that video, you watch that video, it will be more clear to you. Okay, it will be more clearer to you to understand this chapter. So in this chapter, what we have learned about rotation, isn't it? So one rotation takes how many hours? It takes 24 hours, and one revolution takes 365 days and 6 hours. And after every 4 years, what happens? After every 4 years, 6 into 4, it becomes 12. So it becomes 24. It makes one day, isn't it? So that one day is been added in our year on which month? On the month of February, and that year we call as a leap year, isn't it? So I hope all these concepts are clear to you now about the summer solstice. And see, the season is always opposite. When northern hemisphere is experiencing summer season, what will be the southern hemisphere experiencing? They will be experiencing winter season. And when the northern hemisphere is experiencing winter season, the southern hemisphere will be experiencing summer season. And when the northern season is experiencing spring season, the southern will be experiencing autumn season. Okay, and same thing happens reverse. Okay, there will be always reverse in this season. So with this, we have completed this chapter. And do comment down your thoughts about today's work, about today's topic, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel so that you will get more such content. Okay, and thank you for watching my video. See you again in the next class.